guys. Okay, everybody, guys, girls, all of y'all. We were in topic number 14. We were in part number 2. Okay, today we will be completing. There's a very small part to complete in it. We do that, and then we'll be moving on to topic 14, part 3. Okay, so guys, girls, all of y'all, before we do get started, as usual, let's recall what we have been doing in topic 14, part 2. Okay, right. So guys, girls, all of y'all, let's have a look over here. In topic 14, part 2, this is what we went through. We went through various IT systems that organizations are using. So we initially started with something called EPOS or something called TP. TP stood for Transaction Processing Systems, systems that can record the changes that take place in an organization. Okay, under TP, we spoke about something called EPOS. EPOS was Electronic Point of Sale. Okay, where your entire sales is handled by a computer system. Okay, there is minimal or minimum human involvement in it. Okay, this is what you call an EPOS. Then guys, you want to manage your customers effectively. You want to retain them. You want them to be loyal with you. You want to serve them. You want to give them personalized services. For that, we had an IT system known as, not customer management, customer relationship, right? Guys, girls, everybody online? We had something called CRM, Customer Relationship Management. This was a system that had so many features in order for you to take good care of your customer, okay, and ensure that your customer stays with you, doesn't go and you don't lose them to your competitors. You keep them with you. And under CRM, guys, girls, everyone, we spoke about so many activities that can be carried out under CRM. Okay, we added some words on our own as well. Okay, like for example, we said upselling. I also gave her another feature which was called cross-selling. Upselling is you're selling a higher product. No, cross-selling is you're selling what? Accessories for whatever you're selling to. Okay, then guys, girls, we spoke about managing your customers. Then for people who are managing operations in a company, we call them managers. They need to make decisions. In order for them to make decisions, they need data from various sources brought together and shown to them. What system were they using? Management information system. Okay, managers will be using something called a management information system. This is a system that will allow managers to make effective decisions. It would put all the data together and tell them what is the right thing to do right now. Okay, so under MIS, we went through various things that can be done inside MIS as well. Then we went a little bit away and we started talking about intelligent transportation systems. Systems that would help in terms of public transportation. Okay, and I showed you all some videos. In that video, I showed you all certain things that can be done, which haven't been done yet. They can be done. There are certain compatibility issues in it. Okay, and then under ITS, guys, you all remember we spoke about something called fleet management. So typically, who would benefit from a fleet management? Not all come now. CRM, MIS, EPOS, generally all companies are going to benefit from. But when it comes to a fleet management, any examples in Sri Lanka who you think would? Kangaroo cabs. Okay, if you take kangaroo cabs, they have a huge fleet of vehicles. The vehicles belong to them. Okay, so they need to ensure that these vehicles are serviced, spare parts are available, that the number of kilometers a vehicle has traveled is recorded. Okay, when it is due for service, is it in the garage? Has it been fixed? Various things. These vehicles have to all be monitored. So an ideal software for them to use is what we call a fleet management system. Okay, think about factories. Factories have so many lorries. Okay, they have a lot of vehicle equipment with them. You can't have one person managing all these vehicles. It will be way too complicated for them. So they have a software. I showed you all a video, right? Remember the video? Okay, that it was called Fleetio something, right? That particular company called Fleet. I showed you all that video, right? They had a mobile app. That app will give you notifications, reminders about when vehicles are due for service. Okay, remember, right? I showed you all a video. Okay, right. Then guys, girls, I have made a small mistake over here. Everybody, expert system is another computer system. It doesn't come under ITS. When I was setting these headings, mistakenly, I have put it under ITS. Expert system doesn't come under ITS. It's another computing system. Okay. So I don't think you all need to worry about it. I'm just telling you all now itself. Expert systems don't come under ITS. They are another computing system. Okay. So we'll talk about that. I'll give you all a real life example as well. Okay, right. Guys, girls, everybody, let's move down now. Everybody, I want you all to think about, can you all first read the meaning of this, and then I'll give you all a real life example. Everyone read this. An expert system, everybody, an expert system is a computer program designed to imitate human expertise, designed to act like a human expert. Everybody okay with this? In a specific field. For example, it can be medicine, it can be navigation, it can be construction, it can be mining. Okay, so an expert system is a system that is an expert in a particular specific field. Think about Google Maps, guys. Everybody think about Google Maps. Google Maps is an expert in terms of what? In terms of navigation, right? When it comes to navigation, just like you would ask a person, I'm right now in Dehiwala. I want to get to Bataramula. How do I go about it? So what would that person tell you? That person would then tell you how to go from Dehiwala to Bataramula, right? They would tell you in detail. Go straight, go for 2 kilometers. You will see a landmark on your left. Take a right over there, head for another 3 kilometers. Isn't it? Just like how a human would advise you, okay, would give you information, we have something called an expert system, which can advise you just like how a human would advise you. Everybody okay with this? I'll give you all a real life example. Look here. I can simply come into Google Maps and I can say, you know what? I want to, for example, go to, I don't know, we'll say Bataramula. I want to go to Bataramula over here, Bataramula Junction, for example. So when I click over here, just like a human would ask you, okay, where are you starting from? From where are you starting? So when I say directions, they would ask me, okay, where are you starting? What's your starting point? So I'll say, for example, I'm starting at Platinum Kohuala. So Platinum Business Academy. Okay. And now it's giving me an option. It's saying, okay, this is the route that you can take to go from here to there. Okay. Sometimes, guys, sometimes as what do you call it? Sometimes it will give me alternative options as well. Sometimes it would also say, you know what, you can take this route, but this would be slightly longer, or there'll be more traffic on this. You get my point, guys? Google Maps, what does it have? It has a knowledge base. It is filled with all the roads that exist in Sri Lanka. Isn't it? It has all the roads that exist in Sri Lanka. Depending on the question that you ask, it will then pick up the best, most suited roads and present it in front of you. Are you okay with this? Can you guys read the 2 parts of an expert system? Can everyone read the 2 parts of an expert system? Number 1, you have the knowledge base. This is where all the information is stored. This is where all the information is stored. Okay, can you guys go through it? Stores facts, rules, information provided by human experts. So when Google Maps was being built, it had to first collect information about the various streets in the country here. Obviously, right? It had to first collect information about the various streets, how wide they are they one way or not? Okay, what do they connect to? Is it a vehicle that a car can go on? Is it a vehicle that a bus can go on? Is it clear? It had to first collect information about the roads in Sri Lanka. That information was put into what we call the knowledge base. Then all of y'all, we have something called an inference engine. An inference engine is basically going to pick up the correct roads based on your requirements. You get it? Google Maps will give you the correct roads for you to take, right? Based on your destination, based on your starting point, isn't it? It's the inference engine that does it for you. Are we all okay with this? Can you guys read the inference engine? Read inference engine, guys, girls. Uses the knowledge base to answer questions, make decisions, or suggest solutions. So the inference engine will look at your requirements and then talk to the knowledge base and then come up with an answer for you. Everyone okay with this? We have medical systems. Okay, we have medical systems that can be given as an example of an expert system. I unfortunately don't have any what you call free versions. All the what you call medical systems, online medical systems that act as an expert system require me to sign up and all that. Okay, I tried to find a free one. I couldn't find one. Okay, so you know how a medical expert system would work. In a medical expert system, you would first tell the system what symptoms you're having. Everybody okay with this? There are online medical systems. Instead of you going to a doctor and telling the doctor your problems, you can tell it to a computer system. So the computer system will first ask you personal questions like what? What is your name? What is your age? What is your height? What is your weight? Do you have diabetes? Do you have cholesterol? Do you have, what do you call, what's the other one? Pressure. Is it clear? They would ask you some personal questions first. Then the system will tell you, describe the symptoms you have. So you would say, you know what, I'm having a sore throat, I'm having a runny nose. When I cough, it's a very dry cough. One by one, you will start describing the symptoms you have. Then what does the system do? The system will then take your symptoms and your personal information and compare it with a knowledge base. After comparing with a knowledge base, it will then come up with an answer. 90% chance you're having this disease, 80% chance you're having this disease. It will then come up with possible diseases that you are having by talking to the knowledge base. You guys get my point over here? So instead of you having to go to a doctor and stay in a queue, and then, instead of you having to do that, you can simply talk to a computer system, an expert system, wherever you are located. So you tell them what pain you're feeling, where do you feel it, how often do you get it, you get it. And then the system can talk to the knowledge base and come up with what could be wrong with you. Okay, there are advantages, there are disadvantages, okay, when it comes to expert systems. For now, you all don't need to really know that, but let's talk about it. So everybody, advantage number one is convenience, right? You can use it wherever you are located, as long as you have an internet connection. Okay, what are some of the problems when it comes to an expert system? If you were to put a medical system in your head, it will become easier for you to answer it. What are your disadvantages in using, as a client, as a customer, in using an expert system? What do you think? Mistakes could happen, as in what? Do you guys know of a system called GIGO? In the computing world, we have a term called GIGO, an acronym called GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. What does that mean? If you give the wrong facts to the computer system is going to give you the wrong solutions. So think about a medical system. Sometimes there is a possibility you might mistakenly give the wrong information to the system. You get it? For example, your age is 58. You might mistakenly type 28. Very much possible, isn't it? And the system is now going to give you information considering that you're a 28-year-old person. You get it? Or for example, let's say you're having cholesterol. You didn't see that question. And by default, that is marked as no. You were scrolling down and you didn't see that question about cholesterol. So you didn't mark yes, even though you have it. You missed it. And by default, it is marked as no. Now the system is giving you answers based on the fact that you don't have cholesterol. And those answers are going to be wrong. Now, when you're talking to a doctor, when you are talking to a doctor, by looking at your shape and your weight and your size and your appearance, he knows very well you are not 28 years old. You get it? These mistakes wouldn't happen with a doctor. Giving wrong information to a doctor can be minimized because the doctor can see you in front of him. But an expert system is going to give you answers purely based on what you tell it. And there is a chance that you might make mistakes and it might then give you the wrong advice. Do you guys know what are cold responses? For example, if you were to go to a doctor and the doctor examines you and realizes, you know what, you're having a serious sickness. You remember during the COVID time, when you told somebody they're having COVID, they would freak out, right? Not only they would freak out, family members would also freak out. Like, what do we do now? Isn't it? Okay, at one time, telling somebody that they had COVID was a very scary thing. Okay, now think about it. Somebody's having cancer. Okay, if somebody is having a deadly disease in them, a doctor would very gently put it across to them. He wouldn't tell it to the patient. He would tell it to maybe the family member. You get it? Okay, but when it comes to an expert system, does it have all those features? No, it would directly give you a very cold response, which can seriously upset the patient. Everyone okay with this? Another disadvantage we can talk about expert systems is you need to be what literate? You need to be, sorry? IT literate, right? You need to be computer literate. You need to be IT literate, right? Somebody who doesn't know how to use a computer system would not be able to make use of this expert system. Okay, so these are some of the few disadvantages when it comes to expert systems. Everyone okay with this? An expert system basically imitates human expertise. Everyone okay with this? Okay, just like how you would go to a human being and they would advise you on a specific topic, you can now do it with a computer system. You tell the computer system whatever your requirements are, it will then go through the knowledge base and give you an answer. Who is managing your requirements in the knowledge base? The inference engine. Inference your input, checks it with the knowledge base, gives you an output. Are you okay with this? Your inference engine is basically like the process of the system. Okay. and video clear? Students online, can somebody tell me a yes or no? Is my voice and video clear, hearable? Can you all see me? Somebody needs to say yes or no, or Sandaru, you're saying yes. Aisha, you say it glitched for a second. Okay, when problems, sorry, you guys have been saying yes. I know, problem on my side. I'm not getting a notification when you all message me. Sorry, my bad. Right, thank you. If any issues do come up, do let me know, because Wi-Fi isn't working here, so I have switched on to hotspot. So we'll see. Okay, right, everybody, with that, we come to the end of topic 14, part 2. Okay, we now move on to part 3. Guys, when I go into part 3, the first 3-4 pages are not going to make any sense to you all. As in, you all are going to be wondering, why are we learning this? The first 2-3 pages. Bear with me. When we move on to page 5-6, you all will then understand why we learn page 1-3. Okay, so everybody, I'm moving on to topic 14, part 3 now. The beginning part, there's a lot of explaining for me to do. Okay, and you guys will be wondering, why are we learning this? Okay, just bear with me. After some time, it will start making sense to you all. Okay, right, boys, girls, everybody, in topic 14, part 2. Guys online, can you all first collect it from here? Some of you, I think, already have the hard copy because I gave it last week. Those who don't have it, can you all take it from here? Okay, so topic 14, part 3. Okay, so everybody, in topic 14, part 2, we spent a lot of time talking about different IT systems. We spoke about TP, EPOS, CRM, MIS, ITS. We went through various computer systems. So what needs to be understood before we start part 3? Everybody, before we start part 3, understand this. IT systems are a major component of an organization. You get it? Organizations basically run on an IT system. Their whole operation, what do you call it? The whole operation of an organization is happening on a computer system. From employee attendance to transactions to what do you call dealing with customers to dealing with the resources you have in a company, it's all happening in an IT system. Everybody okay with this? Just keep this in mind, okay? Before we start part 3, remember, IT systems are becoming a major part of an organization. It is becoming so major that people are being let go. People are being replaced by IT systems. Are we okay with this? Just keep this in your head as we start part 3. Okay, IT systems are have already become a major component of a business. So much so that sometimes a business, when their system goes down, when their IT system is down, they basically can't carry out operations. They basically cannot function when the IT system is down. Okay, recently Microsoft had a problem with their servers. Recently, as in I think about 1-2 years ago. Okay, Microsoft had a problem with their servers. Their servers went down. So many businesses, because those servers went down, so many businesses couldn't operate. I'm talking about major businesses like airlines. So in the airport, passengers were just stranded. In the airport, I know you guys heard about it. Microsoft servers went down. It was about a year or 2 years ago. Some time ago, I think a year, not so long ago, about a year ago, Microsoft had issues with their servers. Their servers went down, so all their services also went down. So there were many airlines that were running their airline system on Microsoft servers. So when those servers went down, the airline couldn't operate. So at airports, you check in passengers into the flight now. What do you call? The airlines at the airport couldn't check in passengers. They had to tell passengers, just wait, our system is down. There's nothing we can do. Okay, so you see what I'm trying to tell you all here. IT systems have become such a major component that when the IT system is down, the business is basically unable to do anything. Okay, right. With that in mind, now let's start reading part 3. Students online, I'm making sense to you all, right? With this in mind, such a major component. Okay, with that, I want you all to start reading part 3. Okay, boys, girls, everybody, let me move this up. And where is it? It's over here. Right. Now, guys, some new words over here. Ikram, are you with me? Okay, we are going to have some new words here. I'll show you all the meaning of it. If you all can take down the meaning, that will also be good. Okay, I have noted down specifically. Okay, right. Everybody, can you come down to topic 14, part 3? Topic 14, part 3 here. Okay, let's have a look over here. Right. So everybody, can you come down to operational issues? Okay, now we know what are operations now. The activities, the processes, the procedures that a company follows in carrying out their business is what we call operations, isn't it? Okay, what they do on a day-to-day basis is what we call the operations. Okay, the topic here says operational issues. When they are operating, when they are running the business, certain issues do rise up. Okay, so we are going to look at it from an IT perspective. From an IT side, we are going to look at it. Can you all read the two words over here? IT governance and policy. Everyone, IT governance and policy. What do you mean by governance? So every country has a government. What is a government responsible for? In your simplest terms, what would you all tell me? Govindu, Ikram, all of y'all. Sorry? Running the country smoothly, running it effectively, isn't it? Making decisions, making effective decisions, isn't it? When you say, what does a government do? A government basically runs a country. When it comes to running a country, there are a lot of decisions that they need to make, isn't it? Okay, right. Everybody, can you all read this word with me now? Can everyone read the word with me? Students online, read it with me. The meaning of governance, I want you all to read with me. Don't focus on anything else, just focus on the meaning of governance. Okay, so governance refers to the rules, the processes, and decision making of decisions used to guide and control how an organization, system, or group operates. In simpler words, guys, what does governance do? It ensures that an organization, a business, a company, whatever it is run properly, fairly, and responsibly. Are we okay with this? This is what you mean by governance. Running a business, running a country, running an organization properly, fairly, and responsibly. Okay? Are we okay with that? That word is okay now? So guys, girls, above governance, can you all put that word over there? Can you all put this? Running things properly, fairly, and responsibly. On top of governance, would you all have space to write that? Because when you're revising, this word might confuse you. What do you mean by governance? So on top, can you all just say running a company properly, fairly, and responsibly? Okay. If you want, I don't have this thing with me today. So I'll just put over here. I'll just put over here, running an organization, governance, running an organization. Put it in words that you can actually understand. Okay, properly, fairly, and responsibly. Remember these three words, okay? Properly, fairly. Everybody is being treated properly. Okay, everybody is being treated equally based on their job description. And responsible. Responsibly means what? Somebody is in charge of something. You get it? When something goes wrong, nobody is like, I don't know why this happened. Okay, people take responsibility when something goes wrong. Okay, for each activity that happens in the organization, somebody is responsible for it. Okay, if it works well, they get credit. If it doesn't work well, they take the blame for it. Okay, that's what you mean by responsibly. Okay, so if you take a government also, a government has ministers, right? They have ministries for every department of this country here. Is it clear? There's at the end of it, there's one person who will take responsibility for all the operations. Okay, right. Then what do you mean by policies? Policies would very simply mean now Platinum has its own policies. The country has its own policies. Every organization will have its own policies, right? Policies are basically what? Rules, regulations, standards that have to be met, regulations that have to be met. You get it? Can you guys read the meaning of policy? Everyone, can you all read the meaning of policy with me, here, over here? Everyone read the meaning of policy. A policy is a set of rules or guidelines that tell people how to behave or how certain things should be done in an organization or system. Everybody okay with this? So you can just say it's a set of rules or guidelines. So next to policy, can you all put the word rules or guidelines? Telling people, telling systems how they should operate, how they should behave. Okay? So So then, guys, girls, we are going to join those two words and call it IT governance. Okay, so what do you mean by IT governance? We know what governance means: running an organization fairly, properly, responsibly. We know that now. Now, when you put IT into it, what does that mean? So when you bring IT, it's all about technology. Using technology to run your organization. Is it clear? IT governance means you're using technology, you're using IT systems to run your organization. So your IT systems should run the organization properly, fairly, and responsibly. Okay? Can you guys read it to yourselves now? What do you mean by IT governance? You have a technological system with rules, processes, and responsibilities that make sure a company's technology is used properly, securely, and supports the business goals. Every business wants to achieve something, or they want to increase their profits, they want to increase their customer base, they want to be the best among their competitors. Is it clear? They'll have certain goals. So technology should support them in achieving those goals. Okay? Technology should not be a problem for them. Okay? So here at Platinum, we want to produce A stars. So the technology that we use over here should support us in producing A stars. You get it? We want to increase the number of A stars as much as we can. So that's why we're using various IT systems over here. These IT systems should support us in producing A stars. Okay? Right. Shall we move away from here then? Now, a lot of talking to be done. Not talking, a lot of reading to be done. Okay, right. Now, guys, girls, just read with me. Slowly by slowly, let's go through each one of them. Right. So, everybody, can you all read this paragraph with me? IT governance, we now know the meaning of IT governance, using IT in an organization. Okay, keep reading it. Exists to allow an organization to achieve its key business goals, its main business goals, by ensuring the organization manages and mitigates means avoids or reduces risks and complies with all the government rules and regulatory requirements. You know what regulatory requirements means? When it comes to any company, there are certain standards that they must maintain. If you think about an e-commerce site, they must ensure what? That their website data is always secure, as in encrypted, right? That's a basic requirement. Any e-commerce site must ensure that the data being transmitted between the server and the client is encrypted. The data that is stored on the servers is encrypted. That's a basic requirement. When you're tracking customers, you must tell them that you're tracking them. You must give them an option to opt out of it. This is a basic requirement. So organizations, when they're operating, they must ensure that the way they operate complies with the government's rules, legal rules, and regulatory requirements. Regulatory requirements what? Third-party standards, they must stick to it. Okay? Keep reading it. In any organization, effective governance and policy documents should clearly define rules and procedures for all employees in terms of how they use the IT systems in the organization, what they can do, what they cannot do. Okay? Keep reading it. These documents will also define specific roles and responsibilities of key personnel, particularly those with responsibility for the care and upkeep of the IT system. When it comes to IT systems, guys, what are we talking about over here? We spoke about this in topic 13. Specifically in a database, you have what? You have two things. What they can do, what they can see. Perfect. You know what they're talking about? In databases, specifically, we had two things, right? What users can do and what users can see. Access and views. We had another word. Roles and privileges. Is it clear? What is their role on the system? And based on their role, what are they entitled to do? That is what we call privileges. Okay, so every IT system will have roles and privileges. If you are a manager, you get certain privileges. If you are a, what do you call, accountant on the system, you get certain privileges. You get it? Right. Read the next one, guys. The policies should also clearly define decision-making hierarchies. You know what a hierarchy is, right? Hierarchies are different levels. So everybody in an organization, can everybody make a decision for the business? No, right? Not now. For example, if you think in a supermarket, a cashier cannot make decisions. She cannot make decisions. She can only carry out the decisions that were made by the managers. You get it? Everyone okay with this? These are what we call hierarchies. Hierarchies means the person at which level can they make decisions. Not everybody can make. Some people are at the bottom of the hierarchy, so they're not allowed to make decisions. Okay? So this is what they're talking about. Okay? So your policy should clearly state who can make decisions. Okay? I have given you all an example also. Read it. For example, which member of staff would make the final decision to replace the central server? Okay, everybody can complain, server is very slow, server is this, server is that. But there has to be one person who is allowed to make the decision. You know what? Now it's time to replace the server. You get it? Okay, right. Keep reading it, guys. So why do we have IT governance? Why do we have something known as IT governance? For the following reasons. Okay. So IT governance includes the following. Now some complex words are coming up. Okay, just see if you can understand. You don't need to by heart it. If you can understand it for now, that's good enough. Everybody, let's remind ourselves IT governance is what? Using of IT to manage or what? No. The meaning of IT governance is what? Using of what do you call running an organization properly, fairly, responsibly, using technology basically. Okay, IT governance basically means what? In simple words that you can understand, it's about running an organization, what do you call fairly, responsibly, properly, using technology. Okay, so guys, can you all read it now? We have something called strategic alignment. Sounds like a very, very complex word. Read its meaning. IT activities and all IT investments, whatever you're investing in IT, you want new machines, new systems, all that should be in line with the organization's overall business strategies and goals. Basically, what they're saying is your IT systems, your IT equipment should support the business in achieving their goals. Very simple. Everyone okay with this? Basically, what they're saying is whatever IT equipment, whatever systems a company is trying to get should support the goals that the company is trying to achieve. Everyone okay with this? Simple example, look at Keels. Keels is how is Keels placing themselves? They are now trying to place themselves as, you know what? You can come, you can shop very smoothly with us. Okay, it will take you only a few seconds to shop with us. So what have they introduced? They are having self-checkout, isn't it? They're having self-checkout where you can check out yourself and move out, isn't it? They have done something else also. They're using all NFC card readers, isn't it? Have you all seen at the entrance, they have like a huge this thing where you can carry a scanner with you? Have you all seen that? Nobody's using it. They're not promoting it properly enough. At the entrance, they have your own barcode scanners with you. So as you go along and as you shop, you can scan the items and add them to your cart. And then you just come to the cashier. She will see the pin of your cart. She enters the pin of your cart. All the items fall on the screen. So she just tells you the final amount that you need to pay. You get it? Normally, what do? We add items to our cart. We come to the cashier and the cashier starts scanning them one by one, isn't it? What you can do is you can do the scanning as you're shopping along. So at the entrance, they have scanners. You can take the scanner and go along with you. As you add items to your cart, you can scan them and put them into your cart. So your bill is being made as you're shopping. And then you come to the cashier and you just give the pin of your bill. Not of your bill, of your cart. She enters that pin. When she presses enter, your bill appears on her screen. So she might do a double check just to make sure all the items are there. And then she will charge you whatever has to be charged. Okay. So whatever new IT equipment, new IT system skills is getting, they must ensure that these systems support their business goals. Everybody okay with this? Whatever they want to increase more profits, or they want to be recognized as a supermarket that has uses the best IT system. Whatever it is that they want to achieve, their IT systems, their IT resources should support it. Okay. Read number 2. Number 2, everybody, risk management. All businesses have risks. Okay. Any business you take, there are risks involved. Your server can get compromised, your server can go down, natural disasters can take place, what you call cyber attacks can take place, your own employees can go against you, isn't it? Various risks exist. You don't wait for something to happen and then react. You get it? Smart companies, what do? They are proactive. You know what is proactive? They identify the possible threats and they prepare for it. Okay, what is reactive? You wait for the threat to happen and then you start panicking. What do we do? Everyone okay with this? So under IT governance, guys, we have something called risk management. Risk management is what? You identify the risks with your IT systems. It could get hacked. Okay, cyber attacks could take place. It could suddenly fail. You identify the threats and based on that, you start preparing. Can you guys read it now? Potential risks, possible risks can take place to IT systems should be identified along the way. Not after it happens, along. As you keep using the system, you identify them. To mitigate them, we know what mitigate means? Mitigate means you try to minimize it, you try to reduce it, or you try to avoid it. In most cases, avoiding is very difficult, but you can try to reduce its impact. So a simple thing that companies do is what? With their data, they regularly back up data. Why are we backing up data? Because we have a fear. We have identified it's possible we could lose it, which is why we do regular backups. So even if we lose our data, we can minimize the loss because we have a copy with us. Keep reading it so that systems are protected and potential issues, these issues that could take place, can be avoided. Number 2. Number 3, resource management. Whatever resources you have, whatever servers you have, whatever storage you have, okay, whatever computing equipment you have, whatever you have, you want to use it to its best, isn't it? That's why we learned about virtualization, right? What do you do in virtualization? You're using one computer to run many virtual computers. You're making full use of your resources, isn't it? Your one hard disk is running 3 computers. Is it clear? Okay. Can you guys read the resource management? The purchase, the use, and allocation of resources should be carefully planned to maximize value and minimize waste. Okay. Then guys, performance measurement. Performance measurement means the word itself tells you. You're measuring how well your IT equipment is working for you. Do you remember in AS level, we learned in topic 2 networks, various metrics we learned? Speed, bandwidth, throughput, jitter, what do you call? What else? Latency. Then there was another one called availability. Why did we learn all these? This is in AS level. Why are you learning these metrics? These metrics. You are learning these metrics so that you can monitor the performance of your network. Similarly, when you're having an IT system, you need to regularly monitor it, ensure it's working to the best of its capacity. Okay, how can you do resource management if you're not doing performance measurement? Is it clear? You can only do resource management when you're monitoring the performance of your IT systems and equipment. Okay, read that, guys. Key success and performance measures should be established to assess the effective of IT governance processes and make data-driven decisions to improve performance. Sounds like a very complex one, but you understand it, right? Performance measurement basically means what? You're monitoring the performance of your IT systems and equipment. Okay, are they working as expected? Are they working better than expected? And finally, guys, under IT governance, we have another one called what? Compliance and legal requirements. Okay, every IT system should be compliant. Okay, it should follow certain rules and regulations, certain standards it must meet. Like a simple example I give you, any e-commerce site must ensure that all transferred data is encrypted, all stored data is encrypted. Also, guys, another requirement is what? Can an e-commerce store, can a bank just tell you, you know what, online system is down, we lost all your data? They can't just tell it. When they are setting up an online banking system, they must ensure all data is encrypted, regular backups are happening. Backups must be stored in various locations. So even if one entire country goes down, still the data should be available in another country. You get it? If you take Microsoft, Google and all, they don't have servers in one country. They have servers across various countries. So even if an entire country is affected by a natural disaster, yes, it's a loss, but they minimize the loss because they have servers in other countries as well, in other continents as well. Okay, can you guys read that? compliance and legal requirements. Companies must ensure that they comply with all relevant protection and regulations, privacy laws, cybersecurity requirements, and other legal obligations. Legal obligation means whichever country that they're operating from, those countries' rules and regulations, they fulfill it. Okay. So everybody, these few points we spoke about, what are they? They are the what? They are the objectives of IT governance. Why do we have IT governance? To achieve the following. Everyone, can you all remember this? Why do we have something called IT governance? So that we achieve, what? Strategic alignment. Strategic alignment means what? Ensuring that the IT systems and equipment we have support the business goals. Okay? Risk management. We want to ensure that what you call, when it comes to risk management, we use our IT systems to identify potential issues that can come up and ways to mitigate them, reduce them. Okay, can you guys go through this list? These are the reasons, these are the goals behind IT governance. Okay. Everybody okay with this? So still, I'm sure many of you are a bit confused here. Don't worry about it. As we keep moving, things will start making sense to you all. Okay. Right. Can you guys move down to the next page now? Page number 5, everybody. When it comes to achieving the goals of IT governance, stop there for a second. The goals of IT governance, didn't we just explain them? We just spoke about the goals of IT governance, right? Things are a bit confusing. I do know that. Okay, things are a bit confusing over here. These are the goals. These are why we have something called IT governance. Okay. Now, guys, in order to support these goals, read what have I said over here. In order to support these goals, okay, which we just spoke about, we will have certain rules and regulations. Okay, what are these rules and regulations all about? We'll see. IT policies will often focus on the following key areas. Okay, so everybody, IT governance focuses on this. IT policies are what? Rules and regulations, right? Rules, regulation, practices, methods, processes. Those are policies. All right, can you guys read the next one? We have something called business continuity. Don't read it. What comes to your mind when I say business continuity? Sorry, one second. What? Continuing the business. Business, what did you say? The business should never halt, should never go down, should always be running. Business should that's the, what do you call, that's the ultimate goal. So we have policies, we have rules and regulations that will ensure that the business is always running. No matter what happens, we try our level best to have rules, regulation, processes, procedures to ensure that no matter what happens, the business is always running. Okay? All right. Can you guys read it next? So I'll give you all a simple example. In football, in cricket, what do we have? We need to have minimum, in cricket, we need to have a minimum of, not minimum, we need to have exactly 11 players. But there's always a threat of a player getting injured. So in cricket, what do we have? We have a process where, louder. We have substitutes. We don't have one substitute. We have 2, 3 substitutes, isn't it? In international matches, we have 3, 4 substitutes. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's 3, not 4. Okay, why do you have substitutes? It's not like you're wishing players will get injured. No, it's possible that they could get injured. And if they get injured, the team cannot stop playing. The team needs to keep playing, which is why you have substitutes. Everybody okay with this? This is a simple example. Similarly, a company knows problems can come their way. So for each identified problem, they will have a solution for it to ensure that the business is always running. It's continuing, it's flowing. Okay, right. Read it now to yourselves. The business continuity plan will define specific procedures on how to respond to whatever issues they imagine will take place. I told you all, no, risk management, you identify potential threats, including what fallback systems and processes should be used. You know what fallback means? In case the worst happens, what are we going to fall back on? We lose all our money, our entire system is compromised. What do we fall back on? What is our safety net? They call it safety net. Like, what do we fall back on and continue operating? Everybody okay with this? Everybody have you all heard of a word? Our textbook didn't mention it. We have a word called contingency plan. Can everyone look at the meaning of it? It's not in our textbook. I'll just show it to you all. Meaning of contingency plan. Just read this with me. Just read this with me. Can you guys read this? A plan designed to take account of a possible future event. So normally contingency plan will be a plan in case the worst happens. Our entire system is compromised, fully hacked, and we're unable to use it. Then what do we do? Okay. Or for example, there is a war in the country and our employees are all hostages. What do we do? You try to identify the possible threats, and based on that, you have a plan. If it were to happen, how would we deal with it? Okay. All right, can you guys keep reading it? Why do you have these plans? Because you want your business to keep functioning. Okay, can you guys read the last paragraph? Sorry, my phone. Keep reading it, guys. Bodies, investigating root causes. Inside this business continuity plan, what would you have? You would have plans of, keeping customers informed, okay, investigating what caused it, how to mitigate, how to reduce the impact of the risk, okay, reviewing and updating current procedures, okay? So everybody, under IT policies, you will have policies to ensure that the business is always running no matter what happens. Number two, guys, you would have policies in case of a disaster. In case a disaster takes place, how do we recover? How do we quickly come back to normal? Okay, can you guys read disaster recovery? A disaster recovery policy would outline the organization's procedures for responding to IT disasters. IT disasters could be like what? The servers that your business is running on, those servers go down. Like, for example, I told you many airlines were running their operations on Microsoft servers. When Microsoft servers went down, it's a disaster for them. Our whole business is affected now. Okay, keep reading it, guys. Disasters can include what? System failures, natural disasters, cyber attacks. These are examples of disasters that can happen to an IT system. An effective policy will clearly specify recovery objectives, roles and responsibilities of key personnel, backup strategies, and the word has come, contingency plans to minimize the downtime. Everybody okay with this? So everybody, under IT policies, we spoke about policies to ensure the business is always running. We spoke about policies on how to respond in case of a disaster. Then guys, we have another one about risk management, managing of risks. Okay, like I told you, companies should be proactive. Okay, they shouldn't be reactive. They should identify the risks before the risks take place. Is it possible to identify all of them? No, sometimes out of the blue, something that you never expected can take place. Okay, you plan for all the external threats. You never consider that one of your employees would go against you. That's also a possible threat, right? Okay, is what you call risk management. You identify the threats and you see, how can I minimize these threats? If they were to happen, what can I do? Okay. It's like in your houses, guys, you all don't wait for the thief to break in to then deal with it. No, what do you all do? Before they break in itself, you all look, what are the possible ways for them to break in? Now, they can break in from the window. So you come up with a plan to, what do you call, put grills for the window so they can't break in through the window. Then you identify they can come in through a door. So then what do? You put a lock for a door, you put a good lock for the door, isn't it? So just like that, how you identify, then for example, you will see there's a possible threat of water coming into the house. So then what do? You then decide, now what, we need to build a drain system outside the house. You get it? Just like that, and a company also, before the problems happen, they identify what problems can happen and they look for ways to minimize it. Okay, read it now. Sometimes you can't avoid these risks. It's anyway going to happen. So it is vital that a company thoroughly identifies these possible risks and plans for ways that can be reduced and mitigated. Mitigated can be reduced, avoided. Okay. And then everybody, we spoke about business continuity, disaster recovery, risk management. We have another one called user policy. You know what user policy means? Basically, you have rules and regulations on how people can use the IT system. Is it possible people can misuse your IT system? Very much possible, right? Because an IT system contains lots and lots of sensitive data. It's very much possible that your employees can easily leak this data, misuse this data, isn't it? Okay, so you will have rules and regulations on how they are to use the system. We call that an AUP, acceptable use policy here. How are you expected to use our system? Nobody ever reads it, correct? Generally, guys, when you download an app, when you join Facebook, when you join Instagram, we give you an acceptable use policy. Nobody ever reads it. When you download a software, they give you an acceptable use policy. Nobody reads it. In that use policy, basically, they'll mention what you can do, what are you forbidden from doing, what are the consequences you can face if you violate these rules. Okay, read it now. AUP, acceptable use policy, defines acceptable behavior and practices for using IT resources, including the computers, the networks, the applications, all that. The policy will typically list what a user cannot do, what a user can and cannot do when using or accessing company IT resources. The AUP will also define the potential consequences you could face if you violate any one of these. Everybody okay with this? Sounds good? So everybody, in so far what we have spoken about is we spoke about IT governance. IT governance is what? Using technology to manage the operations of a company properly, fairly, and responsibly. Policies are what? Policies are basically the rules and regulations that you put into place to ensure that IT systems are used properly, fairly, and responsibly. Okay, so everybody, we went through a few IT governance points. We went through a few. Okay, and then we went through a few IT policies as well. Okay, we didn't talk about specific points. We basically spoke about groups. You need to have policies about continuing the business. You need to have policies about in case of a disaster. You need to have policies about identifying risks. You need to have policies about how users are expected to use your system. Everyone okay with this? Right. Guys, girls, all of y'all, we're going to do one more point from the next area, and then I'm going to take a break because past paper questions, we have quite a few to do today. So we'll just talk about one point only over here, and then I'll be stopping over there. Right. Everybody, guys, girls, all of y'all, can y'all come down to the next part, page number 6 now? Everybody come to page number 6. Everyone, organizations have IT systems now. Okay, organizations have IT systems. Generally, guys, certain companies at the beginning, they don't have a proper IT system. And then later on, when they realize the value of an IT system, they make a change. But you have a major problem when you make a change. Biggest problem you will have is the staff you have are not trained to deal with a new system. Everyone okay with this? The biggest problem you have when you take an IT system is your staff are not trained on how to use it. Everyone okay with this? I'll give you all a simple example. Look at Sumani, this is downstairs. The bakery we have downstairs, are they fully using an IT system? A lot of things are happening manually, right? Okay, when items finish, you have a person sitting there who will make a phone call to the, I don't know, kitchen and say, you know what, make more of this particular item. Is it clear? And they have a small cash register, that's all. They have a small cash register, but the cash register also is not what you call, it just records the payment. That's all it does. Is it clear? Okay, so when companies switch from one system to another system, from a manual system, they're going to a computerized system. There are a lot of factors that they must consider. Okay, and now what we're going to talk over here is managing IT changeover is basically the different ways that they can make the change. Everyone okay with this? Earlier in Platinum, we were taking attendance manually and we were having a lot of problems with it. So for example, in the part-time classes, student would come and the student would give us their name. And we would ask them, okay, which class are you in? Which class are you going to? And then what we would do is we would literally go through a bunch of papers looking for their name. Your name, your name, your name, your name, your name. And it was taking a lot of time. And there were a lot of students waiting outside. It was forming a long queue. You get it? So what did we do now? We switched to a computerized system where we gave everybody a card. You give us the card. When we scan that card, we get all your details on the system. Is it clear? And then we can mark whether you were present, absent, and what time you came at. Okay? But for us to switch from that manual system where we were going through papers looking for your name to this card system, it took some time. Okay? So we're going to talk about that now. Okay? When you're changing from one system to another system, there are different ways of doing it. Okay? We're going to talk about only one way today. Next week, we'll talk about the other ways. Okay, right. Can you guys read it now with me? when a new IT system is to be introduced into a business, it is important that the transition from the old system to the new system, okay, is managed appropriately, is done properly. Okay, there are a number of ways that a change, now you know what a changeover is, right? Changeover is from old system, you're going to a new system. Okay, and so there are a number of ways. I'm going to teach you all 5 different ways. Okay, each method has its own benefits and drawbacks. Method number 1 is something which we call phased changeover. You know what phased changeover means? You don't implement the new system over the whole company. No, what do? You implement the whole system department by department. You get it? So say, for example, Platinum comes up with a new system. We first implement it only in the attendance department. You get it? And we see how the system is working. And whatever problems come up, we fix it. Once we are satisfied in how it's working in student attendance, then we apply to student marks. Then we apply to finance. Then we apply to, I don't know, the other departments at Platinum, we then start applying it to. You get it? Think about, for example, Kiel Supermarket. They want to switch from their old system to a new system. It's quite risky to implement the new system over the whole of Kiel's. It's a bit risky. So what would Kiel's do? They would first apply it only to one department only. Okay, so for example, only human resource will get it, or only sales will get it, or only marketing will use it. And based on how marketing uses it, and if they're happy with it, then slowly they will apply to the next department as well. What do we call this? We call this phased. You're going stage by stage by stage, you're going. Okay, can you guys read it now? Read it to yourself. Involves gradually, slowly by slowly, implementing the new system in stages while maintaining the existing system until the transition is fully completed. Okay, so here you apply the new system only to one particular department. All the other departments are still using the old system. Sounds good? Right, keep reading it. This method is the most suitable when the new system can be easily divided. Okay, you guys understand that point? When the system can be divided into departments, then phase changeover is a good idea. When you can break the system into marketing, sales, finance, HR, administration, when you can break it, then this method is ideal. But many times, guys, the system, you can't break it into parts. Many times, guys, a computing system, you can't break it. It applies to the whole organization. So then phase changeover doesn't really work. Keep reading it, guys. I have given you an example. We have a system called ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. For a large manufacturing company, the system would be gradually developed to cover modules, parts of the company. So for example, phase number 1, only finance and accounting will use it. If you're happy with how it was in finance and accounting, then inventory management will start using it. Then if things are all good there, we will then move on to phase number 3, where sales and order management will start using it. If you're happy with things over there, then we move on to phase number 4, where reporting and analytics will start using it. You get it? This is what they call phased changeover. Can you guys keep reading it? Keep reading it. Phased changeover allows an organization to reduce risks as each phase is tested and refined before the next phase is implemented. You guys understand that point? If a problem were to come up in the new system, does the whole company get affected? Does only a department get affected? Only one particular department is going to get affected. So what do you call, the risks are minimized. That's a major benefit with phased changeover. Only one particular department is going to be affected. Keep reading it, everybody. Keep reading it. I just told it to you all. Read it. This means that any issues that are discovered are restricted to a single area of the business only. And then you can fix those issues so that the other departments do not get affected. Slowly introducing the new system also gives users time to adapt to the new system. You know what adapt means, right? When you change the system overnight for people to get used to it, it's quite difficult. But when you're doing it slowly by slowly, department by department, it becomes easier for people to get used to it. Okay? Since it is introduced gradually, users can be trained to use the system in smaller groups. Okay, however, the slow change, the gradual nature of the changeover means that it takes longer for the organization to see the full benefits of the new system. You understand that? When it comes to phase changeover, guys, do you get to immediately see all the benefits of your new system? Answer is no. It's being implemented gradually, no. So you have to wait until it is implemented across the whole company for you to start seeing its benefits. Okay. Then, guys, we have another problem, compatibility problem. When you go with phase changeover, one department is using new system. All the other departments are using old system. Now, generally in an organization, all departments should be able to talk to each other and work with each other, right? So when one department is using a new system and all the others are using an old system, you can sometimes have compatibility issues. The new system does not communicate with the old system. The new system file formats do not work on the old system file formats. Sometimes these problems can come up. Are we all okay with this? Can you guys read it? When it comes to phase changeover, compatibility issues can arise. Read the example I have given you all. So if finance and accounting department has a new system and the other departments do not, how will the data and information produced by the new system be transferred into and used by the old system? Okay. So everybody over here, which one is it? This is the one. Topic 14, part 2, question 4 and 5. Topic 14, part 2. Topic 14, part 2. Question 4 and question 5. Shall we have a look at that? Yeah. So everybody, guys, girls, let's have a look here. Topic 14, part 2. Question number 4. A retailer has stores all over the country. The retailer has a customer loyalty scheme. Customer data is stored on the CRM system. Are we okay with this? The retailer has a customer loyalty scheme and customer data is stored on their CRM. Figure 1 shows some of the fields used in the CRM system. Can you guys go through these fields? So you have the customer number, the date of their last store visit, the products that they bought in the last visit, the code of the last promotional email that was sent to them, the code of the last promotional postal brochure that was sent to them. Keep reading it. Date of last call to customer service phone line, the length of time waiting in customer service phone queue, and the length of time taken to deal with whatever their problem was. The customer loyalty scheme could use fields 1 and 3 to identify a customer's favorite items. So based on that, vouchers can be sent to the customer. Agree with that? By looking at field number 1, which is the customer's number, and looking at field number 3, you can identify what did customers purchase the last time that they came to our store. And based on that, you can identify what are their favorite items. Not really. Okay, anyway, and based on that, vouchers can be sent. Explain one other way that the customer services department could use 2 fields of the field used in the CRM system. You must include the field numbers in your explanation. So guys, girls, can you all pick 2 other fields that the customer services department could use? So customer services department will be responsible for serving customers, isn't it? Okay, taking care of them. Okay, so any other 2 fields that you think could be used? Tell me numbers. Number 7 and 8 can be used. So number 7 will tell you how long were they on the length of time waiting in customer service phone queue, and number 8 will tell you how long it took to deal with the problem. So how would you use that? Number 7 tells you how long they were on the call. Number 8 will tell you how long it took to solve the problem. So how would you use that information? To reduce the time that customers spend. Reduce which time? Which waiting time? In the queue or to deal with the problem? The waiting time in the queue. Okay, she says use 7 and 8, but then you really don't need 8, no? You need only 7, no? If you look at 7 alone, you can identify on average how much of time they are spending in a queue. Okay, and try to solve it, try to reduce it. Try to use two fields together below. How about fields 1 and 6? Now, field number 1 will tell you who the customer is. Number 6 will tell you the last time that they called the customer service phone line. So, you can then call them again. Okay, you can call them again and ask what? What does dialogue and all do after you call to speak to them? Pizza Hut and all that. They ask you for your feedback. Rate. How was the customer service help? Okay, rate from 1 to 10, rate from 1 to 5. 1 being what? Very bad, 5 being very good. They ask you that, isn't it? So shall we talk about that? They can use fields number 1 and 6 to identify when was the last time the customer called their service hotline. And based on that, send them a message to rate the performance of their service phone line. Okay? So everybody should talk about this. Field numbers 1 and 6 can be used to identify customers who called, what was the organization name? Who called this retail stores hotline. Can be used to identify customers who called the retail stores information to relevant asking them to rate the quality of the service phone line. Okay. Just like that, don't you think fields number 1 and 3, no, 1 and 2 can be done for what? Customer retention, as in, you know when they came to your store last, no? So based on that, what can you do? So for example, if they haven't come to your store for a very long time, you can send them an email, a reminder, an offer, encouraging them to come back to your store. Isn't it, everybody? You can use field numbers 1 and 2 to identify customers, to know when customers last visited your store. Automated email, SMS, personalized offers can be created for customers who visited the store last many years ago or many months ago. Agree? Okay. Right. Okay. So we are done with that. Okay. Why don't you all also have a look at the marking scheme, everybody? Let me also take the marking scheme. Sorry, we have another question right here. This is it. Yeah, so leave this marking scheme answers, and then because second part has a different question, no? Everybody, part two's, just have a look at question number 4's marking scheme A, okay? Don't look at B. Okay, there might be answers we never thought about. So 1 and 2, we spoke about it. 7 and 8, to identify poor customer service. Somebody mentioned it. Who mentioned it? You mentioned it, right? But I'm telling you, 7 and 8 doesn't give you the customer number, no? Okay? Let me show it on the screen. But if I show it on the screen, you all can't. So guys, girls, everybody, in the marking scheme, they say field number 7 and 8 could be used to identify poor customer service, so that more agents could be added. Okay. Requirement is different. They are not going to approach the customer. They are going to look at these timings to add more agents to better serve the customers. Okay, I think better you open it on the screen so the online students can see. Everybody, can you guys read this? Read this with us. Okay, question number 4's marking scheme is over here. The first one, okay? So field number 7 and 8 can be used to identify poor customer service. Fields number 1 and 6 could be used to identify a customer that has attempted to contact the company. Fields number 1 and 6. What does 1 and 6 tell us? Field number 1 is the customer number. Field number 6 is date. So that's what we spoke about, no? We took 1 and 6. What does the marking scheme say? You can use it to do what? So that the volume of contacts can be monitored to have agents make personal contact. We said something very similar. What did we say? You can use 1 and 6 to ask customers now to rate the service of the hotline. Okay, we spoke about something slightly different. Okay, 1 and 7 could be used to track which customers are waiting longest to prioritize the order of answering the calls. Fields 1 and 7. What does 7 tell us? 7 tells us the length of time waiting in customer service phone queue. Okay, so the one who has been waiting for the longest or longer, you will put the waiting time in descending order and basically deal with the one who has been waiting longer, isn't it? Okay, so they're saying you can use fields 1 and 7 to decide who to deal with first. The one with a higher waiting time will be dealt with first. Okay, that's what they have spoken about. That we never thought about, no? Does it make sense? Avish, did you understand? You can use fields 1 and 7 to identify who is waiting the longest. And you can then prioritize the ones who have been waiting the longest. You can prioritize to deal with them first. Okay? Right. If you read the next question, it says, explain one way that the marketing department could use 3 of the fields in the CRM system. Marketing department. This is a department that basically promotes, creates awareness of what the supermarket retail store does. So, marketing works towards increasing sales, no? So what can they do with 3 fields? Sorry? 2, 3, 4. Date of last store visit, the products that they bought, and the code of the last promotional email. But you do not know who the customer is, no? What about if I take this? 1, 3. No, that will be difficult. What if I take 1, 2, and 3? To do what? Marketing, but 1, 4, 5. Okay, what will you do with 1, 4, 5? So in 1, 4, 5, you will know the last marketing ad that was sent to customers. So then you can use fields 1, 4, 5 to ensure that customers have been updated with the latest promotional information. Can I say that? If you use fields number 1, 4, 5, you can check. You can check whether customers have been informed of the latest promotional activities in the retail store. Isn't it? Okay, so we'll start off with, you can use fields 1, 4, 5 to ensure to check whether customers have been informed via email and SMS about the latest promotional activities in the retail store. We'll start off with that answer. Okay. Fields 1, 4, and 5 can be used to identify if customers have received the latest promotional information via email and SMS. Okay, fields 1, 4, and 5 can be used to identify customers have received the latest promotion information via email and SMS. Right. Any other fields that we can do? If you can give me one more answer, we have space here now. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4 is what? Give me a second to check 1, 2, and 4. So everybody, 1, 2, and 4. Customer number, the date of last visit, and code of last promotional email. So you can do what? So you see, to see if the promotion was effective or not. But then you have also sent one via postal, no? Not SMS, post, no? Everybody, not SMS, post, postal brochure. We said SMS in the answer. Can you remove SMS and say post? Not SMS, post. So can we do 1, 2, 3 to recommend personalized items for them? Isn't it? Okay. Can we use fields numbers 1, 2, 3? The customer number, the date that they last came, and the items that they bought. Based on that, we can give them personalized offers. Okay, should we talk about that? Okay, can be used to suggest or can be used to send personalized. So fields 1, 2, and 3 can be used to identify what customers bought in their last purchase and when they bought it. And based on this, go on. Think about a mobile phone store. What would they do? They know you bought a smartphone in your last visit, which was about 2 months ago. You can cross-sell. You can now start suggesting accessories. Okay, earphones, tempered glass, cover, power bank. Or you saw that their last purchase for the smartphone was 5 years ago. No, 5 years too far ago. 3 years ago. You would now start upselling. Hey, time to upgrade your phone. Go for the latest one. Something new has come into the market. Isn't it? Fields 1, 2, and 3 can be used to identify what customers bought in their last visit. Okay, in their last visit and when they bought it. And based on this, the retail store can carry out upselling and cross-selling. Okay. Then guys, have a look at the marking scheme also. I just saw the marking scheme pretty much similar to what we have already said. Marking scheme says. Right, boys, girls, everybody, we are moving on to question number 5. Read the marking scheme. You will see the same answers, pretty much the same thing. Okay, read the marking scheme, but make it a habit. Okay. Right, let's do, guys, 6-marker question. If you all can give me 3 points, then I can start writing it. The insurance company plans to use a CRM to interact with its customers. We're talking about an insurance company. Yeah. Explain how it could use a CRM to improve its business. Ikram, tell something, will you? How can a customer relationship management be used to improve the business of an insurance company? Give me 1 point at least. If you were working for an insurance company, what would you suggest they do with their CRM system? Shall I give him a chance? You give me an answer after that. Whatever comes to your mind, what do you think? How would you suggest a company to use their customer relationship? So what does the customer relationship management contain? It has all the information about your customers. Okay. You will have a lot of personal information about them. So how would you use that information to increase the profits of the insurance company? What do you think? Okay. So for example, you have their personal information. Okay. So you know what they have, what insurance policy, what insurance plans they have taken from you. You know where they live. You know whether they are married or not. You know whether they have children or not. You know their birthdays. You know where they work. So based on this, what could you do? Perfect. Tell it again. Exactly. Personalized insurance plans, isn't it? So guys, you can say by gathering data about every single customer from the CRM system, the insurance company can offer personalized plans based on the number of children they have, based on whether they are married or not, based on what type of job they have, based on their earnings. Based on these fields, they can give them personalized insurance plans. Okay, perfect answer. Shall we get started with that? Okay, you can say the CRM system would definitely have a lot of personal information related to every customer. Okay, such as their marital status, number of children, okay, their earnings, their assets. You know what assets are, right? What do they own? Based on what they own, you can provide plans to cover those assets as well. Their assets, okay, where they live. Okay, give me one more. I'll stop with that. Would have lots of and date of birth or their age and their age. I'll say and their age. Based on this information, the insurance company could create personalized plans for every customer. You're not just giving general insurance plans, you're giving personalized based on the number of children they have, based on their age, based on the assets they own. Okay, right. Uvindu, would you like to say something else? Sorry? Improve? Like how? Tell me how you would, if you just say you improve user experience, examiner say how? The wait time. Wait time as in insurance company, not supermarket. We're talking about an insurance company. They have specifically mentioned that. So you want to keep the customer with you. You don't want to lose them. You can give them personalized plans. You can also do something else. You know their birthday and all that. You might know their children's birthdays. You might know their anniversary. What can you do? Insurance companies generally do this. Banks generally do this. They want to, surprise you a little bit. They want you to feel good. Email them what? Post based on what? Your birthday, their children's birthday, remind them for the anniversary. Sometimes it's like a lifesaver. Okay. Sometimes, especially for men, this is like a lifesaver. It reminds them in the morning, early morning email has come wishing them for the anniversary. So they get up, and they what do you call, act as if they remembered it. Okay, and the spouse feels very happy and special, and when they go and so these are ways that you can impress your customer. So you can then go on to say, next, customers' personal information such as their birthday, anniversary date, and family member birthdays and family member birthday dates can be used to send automatic wishes, automated, no, not automatic, automated wishes to relevant customers via email, post, or SMS. Okay. Thus increasing customer satisfaction. You're making them happy. Okay. Right. Give me one more point, girls. You all had something to say? Something else that this system could be used for? You don't settle only with what? Life insurance, no? The fellow owns a vehicle also. Now what would you do? Initially, you might offer life. Normally, how do we start off? We start with vehicle insurance. You have to insure the vehicle in Sri Lanka, compulsory. So we start with vehicle insurance. Then we see, what his insurance is for a very luxury vehicle, which means he can now afford life insurance, isn't it? So now you approach him for something a little more expensive. What do we call this? You start upselling. Or for example, that, for example, he has kids. You start offering insurance for the kids as well. You're doing what? You're doing cross-selling, or you provide insurance for, I don't know, one of the assets he owns. Okay, he has a factory, he has some machinery. You provide insurance for that. Okay, or he has valuables with them. Okay, finally, the CRM system can be used to carry out upselling and cross-selling for every customer. For example, now show the examiner you know what you're talking about. For example, a customer who has taken vehicle insurance can be automatically notified, can be automatically customer to also take on, can be marketed to also take on what? Life insurance. Okay, those who are done, if you can also have a look at the marking scheme, question number 5. Manage communication, we never spoke about. To improve customer service. Upselling, we spoke about. Customer retention. There are some answers we never thought about in the marking scheme. Do go through it. So they have said you can use a CRM system to follow up on customer complaints. The complaint he made, was it solved? Okay, you can use a CRM system to follow up on complaints. We didn't mention that. Okay, you can use it to identify buying trends. Okay, you can see, for example, people above this ages of 65 are all going for life insurance. Okay, people in the ages of this are going for this type of insurance. Okay, or people who own this particular asset are going for insurance. You can use it to identify certain trends. You can use it to synchronize marketing events. Remember what that meant, no? Synchronize marketing events means what? All your platforms should basically be giving the same message. Okay, so for example, you remind them a month before, a day before, a week before, synchronizing your marketing events. All your platforms are giving the same message. Like I gave you all the supermarket, you walk in the supermarket, they'll be talking about the offer. The cashier will talk about the offer. SMS will talk about the offer. Email will talk about the offer. If, for example, if it's a card offer, the card company's banking website will also talk about the offer. Synchronizing marketing events. Okay, everybody. Guys, girls, everybody online? Students online, the next question I want answers from you all. The next question is going to be from topic 12, part 3, question 6. Okay, that's also an essay type question. Students online, get ready. Please get ready. I want some sort of answers from you all. So everybody, topic 12, part 3, question 6. Topic 12, part 3. I think it's related to big data. I'm closing this, okay, everybody? We still have a lot more to go. We'll keep all this for next week. Topic 12, part 3. So I'm going to move over there. Topic 12. Guys online, I hope you all are ready. Topic 12, part 3. Question number 6. It says over here, yes, financial institutions use big data to make decisions. They don't just assume, guess. Okay, whenever a bank or any organization makes a decision, big organizations, they make it based on data, based on what has been happening. Okay, that's how they make decisions. Discuss how a financial institution could obtain, store, and use analytics on big data. So they have broken the question into 3 parts for you, and they're giving you 6 marks. So if you can describe each part, you would achieve your 6 marks. So guys online, how would they obtain big data? Yes, guys online, you all give me your points. I'll put it together. Everybody, how could an organization obtain big data? Guys online, where could you get this data from? So we've got an answer that says, who is this? So Huda, social media interactions from transactions, very good. Okay, from social media interactions, you can definitely get a lot of information. Okay, what are customers interested in? What are they talking about? Okay, then from their online transactions, you can get a lot of data. You can obtain data. Anywhere else? Shall I just mention these 2 for now? Okay, you can say the financial institution can obtain platforms from social media platforms, okay, such as Facebook and LinkedIn, okay, such as Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, they can gather information about what users are interested in, okay, and what's trending, for example. Okay, further, Aisha, you have said they could collect it themselves based on past data. Actually, you can just say they can have their own system of collecting data. You can just say something like that, right? They can have their own system, their own infrastructure of collecting data through a mobile app, through their website using cookies, or for example, issue surveys and ask them to fill it. Okay, their own system. Okay. The financial institution, they can gather information about what users are interested in and what's trending. Next, they could gather information from their own sources. Okay. Example, from their own sources. Example, using cookies to track user activity on their website and issuing of surveys to receive feedback from customers. Okay, so we have now spoken how they can obtain this data. Okay, we have now spoken about how they can obtain this data. Next, we need to talk about how they can use this data. Okay, guys, online, anyone would like to tell me, sorry, how they would store it? How they would store it? My bad. How they would store it? So typically, guys, I don't think they would have their own infrastructure. Very costly, major headache. And these are financial institutions. They are not experts in that. So typically, what would they go for? Sandaru, cloud storage. Okay, in terms of storing the gathered big data, the financial institutions would typically go for cloud storage, okay, which is a lot easier for them since there is no setup cost or major expertise required in setting up and managing the servers. In managing the servers, the institution would only have to incur a subscription cost based on the storage they use. Data warehouses, very nice. Okay. Further data warehouses would be used on the cloud to store data in various forms. What are the forms you're talking about? No format being maintained, we are calling it unstructured, semi-structured, and structured data. Okay. There is no space, but why would they go for cloud storage? So it's accessible from any device at any location. Backing up of data is automatically done. The institution doesn't have to worry about it. And then when it comes to using it, how would they use it? So they would use the past. I'll wait for us guys online. They would use the past data to understand what has happened. What do we call that? They have mentioned analytics, isn't it here? and use analytics. There are three types of analytics where you look at what happened in the past. Then by looking at what happened in the past, you can make a prediction for the future. And then based on what happened in the past and based on your prediction for the future, you come up with different ideas. You come up with a, what's a good word I can use without telling all the answer? You come up with a strategy. Anyone remembers the three analytics we spoke about? Very nice. Guys online? This collected big data can then be used to perform three types of analytics or analysis. Okay, right. What was it? Guys online, nobody online told me no. Guys online, what is it when you look at the past and understand what has been happening? You look at your data to understand what your business, what your organization has been doing. Nobody online giving me an answer. So we had, somebody has messaged, descriptive analysis. Exactly. Descriptive analysis. Oh, time is up, no? I'll just note this down and then let you all go. Descriptive analysis can be used to understand and identify what has been happening in the past. Okay? Prescriptive or predictive. No. Predictive, we say maintenance analysis. Predictive analysis can be done to predict what would happen based on gathered data, and predictive analysis can be done, or predictive analysis can be done to understand what should be done based on the past and future predictions. Predictive analysis can be done to understand what should be done based on the past and future predictions. Not predictive, prescriptive. Prescriptive should be done based on what happened in the past and what happened in predictive analysis. Okay, everybody. Tomorrow we continue with our 2021 October Unit 4 paper. Okay, guys online, all of y'all. I'm ending with this. Until we meet again tomorrow. Okay, take care, stay safe. See you all tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.